have William Morgan here. William, thank you so much. He's the owner of Capital Management Group. Most of you know him. You said you've had a show on the radio for many years, and you used to have a show here on WSIC as well.
Right.
So we don't know each other, but I am very honored, and I really do appreciate you taking the time to be here. Thank you. I wish it was under better circumstances where you didn't have to be the referee between Colleen and I. William, thank you so much for being here.
No worries. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So tell me a little bit about Capital Management Group and what it is exactly you guys do.
We're a wealth management firm. We do the same thing that the bigger boys do, the Merrills and the Morgan Stanleys of the world. The difference is we're an independent firm. As a way of background, this is our 30th year of being here in Statesville. I grew up here. We'll get to that.
Oh, you're that guy.
I'm that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go there. But we don't make people rich. We make them not poor. There's a huge difference. So we focus on the individual and pretty much coddle our clients as much as we can. This is a relationship business.
You know, one of the things I like to talk to the guests about are how they got to where they are today, right? Now, you don't have to go back to 1963.
Oh,
but
come on.
Give me, you didn't wake up one day and decide.
Why did you choose that date? Because that's exactly right.
See, go ahead and say it. Genius. Genius, I tell you. Genius.
I can't look at you and say that word. I can't. I think I'm going to say lucky. Lucky.
That works.
That's the story of my life.
That works. That works too.
So you just didn't wake up one day and want to be a financial management guy. So walk me through how that happens, because very few people realize the skill and years of experience it takes to look somebody in the eye and say, this is what I think you should do with your life savings. I mean, that's not easy to do.
It's a challenge, especially now. And you reflected on that with the change in the world when somebody sneezed and they shut the world down. It really created a different dynamic. But now this is home. Statesville, I grew up here. Mom and Dad moved here in 1954, and Mom taught school for over 30 years in the Iredell County school system. Back then it was a Statesville city school system. Dad had 2 clothing stores, one on East Broad Street, and then he had one down Shelton Avenue. So after I graduated from Statesville High School, went to Wake Forest, and I didn't go too far away. And I was going to be a doctor. Like 80% of the people that go to Wake Forest, I was going to be a doctor until I found physical chemistry. And then I realized I'm not cut out to be a doctor. So I thought, all right, I'll be a lawyer. You can't be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer. So I changed my majors junior year. That was a little bit of a challenge. Summer school, doubled up, finished. Thought, gosh, I'm tired. I'm going to take a break before I go to law school and I'll get a job. So I went to work with the Aetna, the big insurance company. You remember the Aetna. Spent some time in Hartford, Connecticut. And came back home. There was a insurance agency, a large property and casualty insurance agency, and the remnants of it still exist. It was Webb Insurance Agency at the time. And in 1987, they started a financial services division called Webb Life and Financial Services, and I was part of that. And that lasted for about 3 years until BB&T Bank came and bought the agency, and I left and started Capital Management Group in 1990. So it was the factor of getting a job after you graduate with the idea of, I'll go back to college later, or I'll go back to law school later, and that didn't happen. I still have the lawyer in my blood. I'd love to do that.
Right.
But absolutely, positively fell in love with the financial world when I was working with the Aetna. Back then it was 401ks and pensions. Coming back to Statesville, it was dealing with individuals. And you quickly find out that there's a huge difference in dealing with somebody in the C-suite as opposed to the grandma over the kitchen table.
Well, you know, when I saw you going to be on the show, it brought back a memory of the first time I met a financial planner. And it, you can imagine, and if you don't even look Colleen's way when I say this, but you can imagine, I think I can do it myself, right? You know,
sure.
I have been accused if I had a big enough mirror, I could do my own brain surgery, right? You understand? Right. And so there finally came this point I thought maybe I needed some help, right, with financial planning. And the first question a financial planner said was, give me your risk tolerance. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm a risk taker. That's what I do, right? I've been in small business since I'm 17 years old. And after the first month, I think I lost about $500. I called him up and he said, excuse me, I thought you said you were a risk taker. We've only lost $500. And if you're this upset, So it's funny how my measurement of you with my money is different than if I made that $500. Can you talk about that? Because there is a difference of risk tolerance after I've already already made the money than as I'm trying to make the money. Can you talk about that?
Well, sure. I mean, which is more important, the return of your money or the return on your money? You know, there are a lot of cases where individuals feel like they have a very high risk tolerance
Right.
Until 2008 happens, or again, they shut the world down and there's a little virus floating around, and the market drops 30% in a matter of no time.
Yeah.
It's the put the head on the pillow at night and feel comfortable factor.
Right. And you've got to work through that before you can advise at all.
And you have to remind people of that. You know, everybody likes risk when they're making money, as you said.
Right.
But when the market falls, that's another story.
Yeah. Let's take a break and we'll come back and we'll talk some more.
Sure.
Because I also see that you are the mayor pro tem of Statesville, and Colleen just all of a sudden she wanted to nominate you as president. So I want to understand exactly where she's going with that.
If nominated, will not serve.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. This is WSIC. I'm here with Colleen Lloyd Roberts, the owner of Monkeys in Hats. Go to monkeysinhats.com, and William Morgan, William Capital Management Group of the Carolinas. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. And we are back. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and I'm here with Colleen Lloyd Roberts. I almost said right again. That's just because you're right.
Because I'm right.
Because you're right. And if you want to learn how to educate, empower, and entertain, go to monkeysinhats.com. We're also here with William Morgan. William is the owner of Capital Management Group of the Carolinas. William, thank you so much, my friend, for showing up today. We really do appreciate it, and we've already locked the door, so you just can't run out. You're going to have to stay with us for the end of the
Sorry,
hour.
William.
That's single pane
I
glass.
tried. I tried to escape earlier.
No worries.
I can't get out either.
So, Colin, why did you tell him, like, you two were warming up together, like, for some reason, you two have this, like, mental connection. You guys have already got jokes going that I don't even know how to laugh at. So, like, you two don't know each other, do you?
No.
But, like,
no.
some reason y'all connecting.
Yeah,
So
because-
you said,
We're laughing at you.
oh, the connection is me. Is that it? Okay.
So what happened? Like, excuse me. Let's just tell our listeners. Let's just tell the 6 people that are listening right now to Joe's show. that,
Makia, do not amuse her with that laugh.
So really what happened is we were talking about video, and Joe was, trying to give this nice commercial to William on why he should buy their YouTube video that they're producing now for their guests. And I was like, yes, it's great. It's digital marketing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, we were talking about how video is where it's at. And I looked at William and said, didn't, video killed the radio star? And, right? You all know that song. And
I have no idea what you're
And Joe has no idea. And William, you said...
That's the Buggles.
It's the Buggles.
Right.
It's the very first...
The very first MTV video.
MTV. Do you even know what an MTV video is? Do you remember
William,
back
why
then?
is it when she talks to you, she makes you look cool and hip? I don't get that. I don't understand that.
It's well, if knowing something happened 35 years ago is cool or hip, I could fit right in.
So because of your lifelong area knowledge, you find yourself stepping into politics in the area. How does that happen? Because there's one thing I've learned over the years, and that is that business and politics, you cannot separate them. As much as us small business people would like to, you really can't do that.
Right.
So talk about how you stepped into politics and why you chose to do that.
Well, it was temporary insanity that just decided to stay. No, my father was involved civically and politically, and I got involved in politics at Wake Forest, and just kind of put that on the back burner, and decided now is a good time, or actually this will be 8 years ago now, was a good time to give back to the community. And again, I grew up here. I love Statesville. I know what potential Statesville has. We've got a lot of exciting things going on. We've got the urban crawl headed our way, and we need to be prepared for that. So I ran for council back in 2013, and in my second term, now.
They lock the door on you too, like we did, right?
Oh, they do. Yeah, they do. It's an effort, and it's a challenge.
Something you said, and I don't think people really understand this. When you say, I really do want to give back and serve, you really are. The hours and time that it takes to be involved in local government, I don't think people understand that. Well, it is substantial. Talk a little bit about that.
It's I'm blessed in the industry that we have now that we're somewhat constrained in terms of hours. The market's open from 9:30 to 4. We see clients anytime, and this whole pandemic has changed the way that we do business as well, because I had this huge ego and I felt like clients needed to see me. They wanted to see me physically, 3, 4, 5 times a year. Not so much, because I started asking the question, and I realized, as long as we stay in touch, as long as we talk, as long as we communicate, you don't have to see someone that often. I miss that. I really do. And we're seeing
we needed it. They did. The client didn't need it. We needed
it. And we're seeing clients in the office now. The clients that are comfortable coming in. Of course, there are some that are compromised. Maybe they may be in that risk class where they're not comfortable coming out at that point, and that's perfectly fine. But we have actually increased clients during this time period by talking with our clients and getting referrals from our clients just by staying in touch.
So I've got 2 questions for you.
And I really didn't answer your question, but that's okay.
That's very political of you.
Thank you.
Wow. He's pretty good. You're right. He should be president.
He should be president. That was perfect.
Actually, you did answer the question, because you absolutely set up where I want to go here, which is, tell me how you are reaching clients now, right? Mm-hmm. So I know you're spending a lot of time on this political stuff, whether you like it or not, right? The phone is ringing, the packages are coming. So how are you reaching and being able to speak to new clients right now?
I have cauliflower ear a lot. We talk a lot. We're outbound calling clients rather than just waiting for an inbound call. That's never good. And if a client calls inbound, they either need something or they're worried about something. We have a monthly newsletter. We have a website. I don't know if you went to our website.
I did.
What do you think of our website?
I did. It's great.
Okay, you like our website.
Oh, I can't believe she just said great and stopped right there.
Well, she blinked, so I don't know.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Sure. It's great.
Could you make it better, Colleen? That's what
Look at that.
I love that you guys have a lot of video
on
your, and I was really impressed. Truly, videos where it's at. And you have a lot of videos. I actually clicked and watched a couple of videos. Your videos are great. They're
they
targeted.
Educate, don't they?
They educate.
Yeah, and maybe empower.
Educate, empower.
Did they entertain? No, not so much. This is not the most this is not the most exciting.
I get it. 2 out of 3 is good, William. You're doing good. So while we're on the topic, what is your website if somebody wanted to reach you?
It's mycmg.net. mycmg.net for mycapitalmanagementgroup.net.
My Capital Management Group, mycmg.net.
That's correct.
Okay.
Right.
Great. And so how long ago was it that you realized your website needed to entertain or educate? In your case, it's videos. When did that start? Because I know you didn't do that before Colleen showed up. You understand that?
Oh, no. I think our first website was probably 2003, 2004. And we kept the same website with modifications until probably 2 years ago. And then that's what you see now. So we just kind of pulled ourselves into the 21st century and made it look a little bit better. But it's it's a portal as well to a client's account. So you go to our website, access the account that way. But as you have said, it's a good tool, and we.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If a small business owner who hates politics but needs a little help from its local government, how do they connect? How do they do that, right? Because they find themselves in an uncomfortable position.
Right.
Walk that person that's listening right now, and they've got a concern, a question, or an idea.
Sure.
How do they present that to you?
Just pick up the phone. That's the easiest thing. The city's website is.
You're not going to hang up on them or ignore them?
Oh, no. Matter of fact, my cell phone number is on the city's website. So not many of us did that, but I felt it was important to have let people have access to us.
Right.
And if we don't know the answer to the question, then we'll find the right person that does and send you. Probably going to be somebody in city staff, but especially during all of this pandemic, there were a lot of questions. It was very unfortunate some small businesses will not reopen.
Yeah.
Several in states that I'm aware of. It's very difficult. So, reach out, and if there's any way that the city can help or a financial advisor can help, reach out and call.
So we've only got less than a minute, my friend. You know how this works, so let me give it to you. What advice would you give somebody that is thinking of this, right in the middle of this pandemic right now?
Well, from a financial standpoint, this too shall pass. We've been through pandemics before. Things like this probably, again, will be volatile, but talk with your financial advisor. Make sure you've got that comfort level like you were talking about.
And that is at mycmgnet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and we'll see you next week.